Hogwarts Legacy is filled with a ton of stuff to do and see, and some of it, well, you're just not going to know about it. Lucky for you, we're here. You're welcome, I say before we even get into the video. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on Gameranx, 10 things you didn't know you could do in Hogwarts Legacy. Starting off with number 10, you can clear entire encounters super easily with just 2 spells. Now there's obviously a lot of pretty good spell combos in Hogwarts Legacy, right? Decent, at least. They're all right. They weren't great. They're fine. I wanted to start this list off with a bang, though. So instead of getting into the okay stuff, let's just talk about what's easily the most overpowered spell combination in the game. Like one that's not just good, it's basically game-breaking. Now, you're not able to get it till end of the game, so it's not like you can just act as a being of ultimate power right out of the gate. But for this spell combo, you gotta get 2 spells, 2 talents unlocked. For the spells, you need Crucio and Avada Kedavra, the dark arts spells. We've already explained that pretty extensively in other videos, though. It's gonna take a while to unlock these, I'm not gonna lie. The last dark arts spell side quest becomes available literally 2 quests before the final quest. Like, it's the last quest, it's 2 before that. The 2 talents you need to unlock, really power up the spell combo, though, are Crucio Mastery, which has a level 16 requirement, and makes it so that cursing an enemy causes a projectile to fly out and curse more enemies. Second is Avada Kedavra Mastery, which unlocks at level 22 and has the ridiculous property of making so when you kill an enemy with the spells, it kills all the cursed enemies. Probably see where this is going. That's what makes it really overpowered. All you gotta do is spam Curcio at the start of a fight, curse every enemy on screen, then hit somebody, hit anybody with Avada Kedavra, and that is it. They're all dead, battle over. Boom. You never have to fight a real encounter again with this combo. It works on everything, including the toughest enemies like trolls. But also, people don't love the people who have all the dark art spells. Ooh. Popularity or power, pick your poison. A lot of P's in that sentence. Wow, that was not intentional. At number 9, you can use Revealo on a broomstick or mount to reveal stuff in a much wider area. So, the Gameranx crew has played a fair amount of Hogwarts Legacy, and we just now realized you could do this. Like, obviously you're spamming Revealo all the time when you're wandering around, but did you know that it works while you're flying? Oh man, is it better too when you're flying. Compared to casting Revealo on foot, doing it on a broomstick or a mount reveals objects at a much greater distance. Also shows you all the icons you've already discovered, so you don't have to constantly swap back to the map and check to see if there's landmarks nearby. It's simple, but man is it nice in the open world.
Revealo.
At number 8, you can wear the hood up. This one took a little too long to realize. It was maybe, I don't know, it took a couple hours. It seemed like everybody else figured this one out before me, but yeah, you can change the appearance of your gear whenever you want, which was cool, but I still didn't realize one thing. It took me a while to see that there was another option for cloaks and robes. It lets you change the hoods. The literal first thing you see when starting the game on consoles is a character in a hood, so I thought it was a little weird that I couldn't go around in a dang hood. But it was me. I was the problem. Wasn't the game. I just didn't notice. So when you're looking at your cloak and robe in the gear tab, go over to change appearance. There's actually a second option on the side, right beside it, for hood on, off. It's that simple. For any piece of clothing with the hood attached, you can select to wear it up or down. That's it. That's all it is. It's that simple. So that's another way to customize your character's appearance. And if you're anything like me, where I'm not sure if the blindness has taken over or the dementia, no. It's just a simple switch. At number 7, you can turn off camera relative targeting in the settings, and wow, is that nice. Like, this is a pretty essential one. Probably should have been left off by default. Targeting enemies can be a bit of a pain, especially if they're off screen. Even if you turn to face an enemy, if you're not looking directly at them, your wizard just won't attack them if you're using the default settings. The reason targeting works in this way is there's a setting called camera relative targeting, which is on by default. Normally, the game selects targets if you're looking at them. Now, we've compared the combat to Batman a couple of times, and for it really to shine design, in my opinion, this can't be set to default. You make it so Hogwarts Legacy works like the Batman combat in that you don't have to be looking at somebody to attack them. So you go to settings, press down till you get to gameplay options. Most of these definitely leave them alone, but turn off camera relative targeting. It's right above all the sensitivity settings. So now your attacks hit enemies depending on movement rather than camera placement. You can always turn up the camera sensitivity if you want to look around faster, but that's kind of fiddly. In most cases, I think camera relative targeting being off fixes a lot of people's problems with the combat camera. At number 6, you can use hopping stations to make potion crafting much easier. So you may pass up on getting the hopping pot blueprint at tomes and scrolls because the price tag is not low. But if you find potion crafting tedious and don't want to deal with crafting resources, this is what you want to get. The biggest hurdle to get over with this thing is the price tag. It's 3,000 gold for the blueprint, but once you get it, it's basically an unlimited supply of potions. All you have to do is place them in the room of requirement. They start generating a random potion in each pot. You can build 3 total, which is kind of a drag, and the actual time it takes to create a potion is fairly long, 12 minutes per. But if you buy the blueprint for this early in the game, you'll literally be collecting random potions nonstop. A lot of assignments require you to have certain potions, so if you build it early, you're going to end up probably with everything you need for those assignments by the time they pop up. And man, is it a heck of a lot better than spending money on overpriced potions and ingredients from vendors. The only major issue here is that as far as I can tell, you can't actually remove a potion from the pot if you've maxed out on those potions. So if you're full of focus potions and the hopping pot creates that potion for you, you got to use it to get a new one, which is kind of annoying. But when these things start generating Thunderbrew potions and invisibility potions, stuff that requires annoyingly rare and expensive resources to get, man, it's fantastic. There's no reason not to have this. It's that simple. It takes so much tedium out of the process. At number 5, you don't actually have to cast Guardium Leviosa. It's simple, but important. When you finally learn it, about halfway mark in the game, it's kind of just one more utility spell that fills up space. Good thing is, game actually throws you a bone and makes it so you don't have to use the specific spell on objects that require it. Using the summoning charm is just as good. If you hold down the button after casting a spell, your character will automatically cast Guardium Leviosa as well. Basically just an upgraded version of the former spell. So it's nice that the game makes it so you don't need to equip 2 different spells that basically have the same function. At number 4, NPCs actually move at the same speed you do. Another basic one, but man, is it nice to know in certain missions where you have to follow another character. In most games, they lock you in, person in front of you walks, and you also have to walk. And it seems like this game is like that at first, but if you ever take the time to click the run button while you're following somebody, you'll see that they'll start running. And wow, yes, put every single gif of somebody standing up at an award show clapping right here. The person you're following will always stay a few steps ahead of you. It's so good. It's so good. Such a good development. It should be in every game. Everybody, you all have to make patches now. Because in Hogwarts Legacy, there are no more annoying parts where you run way faster than the character you're following. And that character is often moving as slowly as possible. I hate it. This game, you're free to run, and the NPCs keep up. At number 3, you can melt the snowman, and this one's, not like super important or anything, but it's fun. When you reach winter, you can find a few snowmen around because, why wouldn't there be? It's not like they have smartphones. It's like the 1800s, right? Gotta do something to entertain yourself. It's not like at Hogwarts you have any, automatically interesting things to do. No, I'm joking. It's good to do things like build snowmen. It's like part of one of the simple joys of being alive during the winter. Now, what's fun with snowmen at a school with magic, like I said, is if you throw a snowball at them, they'll throw snowballs back. They don't actually hurt you, but it's kind of surprising. That said, you can also use a fire spell and melt them. Like, they don't go, "Don't melt me, bro!" They full on melt. This game's actually filled with a lot of weird little interactions like this, but this one's probably the favorite. Like, look at him melt. Look at that. Like the Wicked Witch, except for you did nothing at all to me. Oh, it's great. And number 2, you can decorate the Great Hall with your house banner. Speaking of funny interactions, one of the easiest to miss in the whole game takes place during the quest, the Polyjuice plot. It's a plot involving multiple juices, specifically the use of a potion to impersonate Headmaster Black. There's actually a lot of unique dialogue in this quest, depending on what you've done previously in the game, including a particularly nasty thing you can do if you decided to keep somebody's diary. Moving on, though, those are all pretty easy to trigger. There's just characters that get in your way when you're looking for Professor Black's house elf Scrope. You find the elf here near the podium of the Great Hall, and he's so close to the thing, it's really easy to miss. There's actually a marker on the podium itself. If you use it, Black will decree that the banners of whatever house you belong to are going to hang in the Great Hall, and it literally changes the Great Hall's banners for a while. It doesn't last forever, but it's a pretty detailed interaction for something that's pretty easy to miss. Hogwarts Legacy is actually full of this kind of stuff, and it's pretty endearing. And finally, at number 1, you can basically turn cheats on with the right combination of potions and talents. Yeah, it's not kill everything instantly powerful, but hey, we covered that already, right? This is a little trick you can pull. It's still incredibly powerful, and instead of it having to get overpowered spells that take a lot of the game to unlock, you use this trick right after unlocking potions, and you can do it as long as you're high enough level to unlock the necessary talents. Like, basically, if you've ever wanted to recharge your spells like crazy while being invincible, get these 2 talents in the room of requirement tree. The Idurus Potion Potency, which unlocks at level 5 and makes Idurus turn your character invincible while also making it so they deflect projectiles. Next talent is Focus Potion Potency, unlocks at level 22, and it makes so the effect of the Focus Potion lasts longer when you cast different spells from the spell set. If you use the talent right, you can greatly increase the effect of the Focus Potion and have it last way longer, so you'll be flinging powerful spells like a total madman. If you use a hopping pot to load up on these potions, you'll be tearing through battles in pretty much no time, and it makes any encounter easier, including stuff like the combat arenas on hard difficulty. Like I said, not quite as good as being able to just kill everything instantly, but if you want a trick that makes combat easier that you actually can use before the end of the game, this is the best option. And that's all for today. Leave us a comment, let us know what you think. If you like this video, click like. If you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day of the week. Best way to see them first is, of course, a subscription, so click subscribe. Don't forget to enable all notifications, and as always, we thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Falcon. You can follow me on Twitter at Falcon the Hero, and we'll see you next time right here on Gameranx.